Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq, with daily insight on the Nasdaq-100 index, or the NDX, which is made up of 100 of the largest domestic and international non-financial innovative companies listed on Nasdaq. The NDX has been the barometer for U.S. large cap growth and also one of the best performing indexes over the last decade and a half, not to mention one of the most liquid index ecosystems in the world. Joining me this Monday afternoon, we have Chris Dearborn, managing director on Nasdaq's market intelligence desk, for an update on technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq-100. And Chris, it's quite the Monday to start off as we wind down the remaining 2 weeks of the summer. Stocks, not even just the Nasdaq-100, but across the board, are pretty strong today.
Absolutely. It's a global risk-on environment, right? And it's a powerful move in the index today, absolutely. If you remember last week, the NDX and a lot of the other indexes started the week off very powerfully as well, but sold off over the course of the week. Obviously, last week was in preparation of what the Fed was going to say in their minutes and a little bit of the fear of that tapering coming in. And then obviously the global macro impact from fears out of Afghanistan with the worries there and the Delta variant as well. So some of that seems to be coming into really kind of folding in on itself here a little bit, and obviously not Afghanistan, but the Delta variant with the approval of the one vaccine today, expecting the other one to be approved fairly soon. And the NDX is, with the risk-on environment here, is definitely performing very, very well.
And Chris, with that said, let's pull up your first chart for this afternoon and take a look at some fresh levels to watch in the Nasdaq-100.
Yep, we made a nice new high today, 15,338. Really strong, powerful move. If you look at the bottom of the chart, you look at the RSI, Relative Strength Index, which I often reference. Last week sold off to a low of 46. Today it's at a high of 65, meaning still room to run to that overbought condition of 70 or higher, which means that this index, depending on what happens macro across the board, has room to make higher highs later on in the week. So support here is still very, very tight, and the index keeps finding that support. Remember, we tested the 50-day moving average last week of 14,768, and it bounced very nicely off of that level. So strong move in the index.
And Chris, let's take a look at your final chart here, where we could see which constituents are adding to performance, because without even looking at that, I could see Amazon up 2.3%, Apple up a 1.25%. When those heavyweights have strong moves like that, that certainly has to add to the index.
That's it. There's 85 members of the 100 that are in the green today. So right there tells you the story. And when the heavyweights are up even bigger, like you said, Amazon, Tesla have had 3 nice days. Following their AI day last week, is up another 4.5% this morning. NVIDIA continues to act very, very strong. And then, of course, Apple, Alphabet, Facebook, Intel, Moderna, all acting very, very nicely. Really not a lot of detractors there. What you're seeing is some of the names that were defensive trades last week starting to kick down a little bit, giving back a little bit, as shorter-term traders who look for that more macro picture roll out of those and go into the risk-on environment here.
All right, Chris, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.